In this location brimming with disappointment and crushed dreams, have you ever pondered how to transform this world into the version you've always dreamed of? Is your potential bursting with sparks? Let's make the world a better place together. After the grand opening ceremony, the team arrived at the hotel, and Vinnie sank into the plush mattress, reveling in the long-lost awe. This is what comfort feels like. His cheerful mood got overshadowed like a dark rain cloud when he found out that the blonde was actually a hermit. He stormed off to complain to the coach. "You put me in a room with a dog. They have their reasons, you know. The reason for coming here was to play football, and yes, those South Africans had their reasons too, but Vinnie just couldn't accept. He decisively left the hotel. The calm waters couldn't soothe his soul. Even the playful kids in the square couldn't clear the fog in. Dusk arrived on cue, with darkness creeping in, and Vinnie was used to his life with loneliness as a companion. He spent the night in the square. Luckily, the first match for the England team was finally about to kick off the next day. They were about to face the South African team, but Vinnie still hadn't returned, leaving his teammates. Vinnie finally appeared at the match venue, rallying the troops. "We have to win this match. Absolutely have to." The England team was astonished to discover the South African team hadn't shown up. The chairman spoke with regret. The South African team ran into a bit of trouble, so they are unable to participate in this match. But this was undeniably good news for the England team, easily scoring 3 points. If they defeat Portugal in Game 2, they advance early, making the Japan match easy and enabling strategic opponent selection for knockout. However, once the match began, England was completely dominated by Portugal, quickly conceding a goal. Their players struggled to find form, with weak offence and defence. The referee also seemed to favour Portugal. The coach tried to plead with the ref and ended up with a red card. As he left, the coach subbed Vinnie in. Just as he was about to strut his stuff, he looked a bit lost. But the memories etched in his bones kicked in the instant he's on the pitch. He can fully unleash himself. He became like a football fairy, with simple yet effective moves, and soon he helped the team score one back. However, just as things were looking up, the whistle blew, signalling the end of the half. During halftime, with the coach sent to the stands, Vinnie had to take charge of the tactics. And his tactical plan? Just one, pass the ball to him. But that tall guy had his own ideas. He'd rather take awkward shots than pass the ball to Vinnie. Luckily, the blonde accidentally scored a goal while being all confused, tying the game at 2-2. Next up, Vinnie put on a dazzling performance, using his top-notch skills to break through the defences. With this lead, the England team successfully turned the game around, reaching 6 points and locking in their advance from the group. Thus, they could sit comfortably in the stands and enjoy the match between Portugal and Japan. The Japanese team, debuting, was too aged to rival Portugal's vitality. They ultimately went down wildly with a score of 0-12. Seeing the Japanese team being so outclassed, the England players started getting a bit smug, brainstorming how to cleverly control the score in the final group match. Ensure that they will encounter a weaker opponent in the knockout rounds, effortlessly overcoming obstacles to reach the finals, and even dreaming of the glorious moment of hoisting the trophy in triumph. However, life is full of surprises. Even the best laid plans can be disrupted. The date before the England vs Japan match, a mysterious team made a surprise appearance outside the hotel. They looked formidable, and coincidentally, Vinnie showed off some skills, catching the attention of the opponent's coach. Turns out they were the South African team, a championship favourite, who arrived late due to paperwork issues. The South African coach tried to persuade Vinnie to agree to a friendly match with them. Vinnie didn't give a clear answer, but the other side seemed pretty confident about it. The next morning, the chairman excitedly praised Vinnie for voluntarily arranging a make-up match with the South African team, leaving his teammates bewildered. Teammates looked to Vinnie, and the coach had no choice but to accept the make-up match. It was too late now. Players had to start preparing seriously, but on the training ground, the blonde accused Vinnie of being selfish. He said she was a loner and unilaterally agreed to the make-up match, which could lead to them being eliminated early from the group. Facing the blonde scolding, Vinnie angrily turned to leave. Back at the hotel, the blonde realised his words had been slapstick. He apologised to Vinnie, but it didn't seem like she had forgiven him. In pursuit of victory, the team decided to search for Vinnie in the streets, but after scouring through Rome, they couldn't find her anywhere. It wasn't until nightfall that they found her sitting on a bench in the square. To break the ice, the teammates opened their hearts and shared their experiences with her. In truth, everyone had their own struggles in the past. These shared setbacks brought them closer together, and so Vinnie gradually became part of the team. However, as the makeup match against South Africa began, the England team faced unexpected troubles. The blonde wasn't performing well, seemed troubled, and his repeated mistakes led to England quickly falling behind by 2 goals. Teammates didn't understand what was going on with him and urged him to focus, but he remained lost in the clouds. The coach, at his wit's end, had to make substitutions, but even that didn't turn the tide. Facing a stronger opponent, Vinnie couldn't hold up under the opponent's tight defence. England couldn't score. Eventually, they conceded another goal and lost 0-3, putting the once certain advancing England team on the brink of elimination. Their points plummeted from 6 to 3, and it was back to the familiar counting game. The South African team triumphed over England, and Portugal also trounced Japan. They refused to face South Africa in the makeup match, leaving both Portugal and third-placed England with their heads hanging low. Moreover, England needs to beat Japan by at least 8 goals in the next match to stand a chance of overtaking Portugal and advancing to the quarterfinals. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.